So here I am, about to go into my initial consultation with the eye doctors of Washington. I'm very excited about it, a little nervous. I know that they're going to be checking to make sure that, as I mentioned, my corneas are ready to accept LASIK, so basically that they're not too thin. I don't think they are, because as I mentioned, I've gone down this road a couple times, but always got, stage fright, cold feet at the end. And hopefully they're not. Hopefully, after it's been 2 years, so hopefully they're still okay. And I also know that I'm going to, once they see what everything looks like, they will have to do it one more time, just to make sure, a little bit of a deeper look, I believe. So this is not just it, but I'm getting closer. I'm really looking forward to everyone, like I said, but everyone that I've talked to before is very warm and welcoming. That is, helping calm my nerves a bit, which is helpful. I just want to soak in as much information that I can. And on top of my research that I've done, looking forward to just going in here, hearing some initial thoughts, probably another rundown of what the process would look like, and hopefully we could start. Hopefully I could leave here with a date. I know. Hopefully I can leave here with a date for the final procedure. So, fingers crossed. Very, very excited. I went for my initial consult. My corneas are thick. I am good to go. Surprise! They're able to get me in immediately for a pre-op. So this is amazing. It's not what I expected, but I'm so excited. They are so good. I'm going to have to fill you all in on everything that they told me today. And I am completely comfortable with everything they said. I'm prepared. And so when they said, hey, do you want to go ahead and do your pre-op, which would then just get me in for my surgery even sooner, I said yes. So here I am. They are about to do, they're going to be checking the back of my eyes, my retinas, and I believe my corneas, to just make sure everything there is healthy. And then they're going to take a little bit more deeper dive into exactly what my prescription is. And I'll be able to see, they'll have a good idea. And then I'm actually scheduled to come back 10 days from now for the surgery itself. I'm going to fill you all in on that, but just over the moon excited. Everyone is so welcoming and clear, and you all know I'm an attorney. I had questions, they were all answered. I have things on paper, that really just kind of keep me clear and help me understand what it is I'm about to do to my eyeballs. Very comfortable with it though, very happy. Just did my initial refractions, so that's a lot like the optometrist. You're going to do and you see this one, is this one good, is this one better, 1 or 3, do this line, and oh my god, that is soul crushing. Some of those lines, you're like, are those even letters? Like, they look like dots and squares and circles. It's really sad. But then you put your glasses on and you're like, oh god, I can see. So I got through all that, and I got an even better piece of news. So I thought it was going to be 10 days from now. It looks like I'm going to be able to get in even sooner. So I've got to wrap my mind around that, but I'm ready. I can do this. I am getting over my fear. It's going to happen. Lots of people here have had the surgery. I've talked to people in the waiting room with me that have had the surgery, or that are getting it, and they're calm. They have other people that have had it. So, everybody's doing it. I'm going to get through this. Okay, so I just got finished with a few more tests. I did something called monovision, which I had not heard before, and I'm going to try it out. They're going to have me test some things out tonight. And then I also did the dilation, but this time it's different. It's not the puff of air at all. They don't do puff of air in this location at all. They're drops. So it's not uncomfortable at all, just regular eye drops. And right now, apparently my pupils are dilating. Another piece of good news. So it's not going to be 10 days from now. It's going to be 2 days from now. Very excited. Okay, I'm home now. And I just got through with what started off to be my initial consult. And as we know, really ended up being my pre-op as well. So, because of the privacy, we have to remember that this is still a surgery center and this is still medical information. I didn't record as much as I wanted to in the actual location, but I am going to share some pictures. I had to make sure that there weren't any other patients around, just to protect their privacy. So I'll be splicing in some pictures where appropriate. But it was just one heck of a day. So first, there are a couple things that I found out, many things that I found out, but there are some things that are really critical to this whole process, my whole journey. I'm going to start with just my overall impression of the location. As you know, I went to Eye Doctors of Washington. It's in a great location. It was easy enough to park. I was really impressed with the facility itself. When I walked in, you could see a very nice pavilion outside. People were extremely friendly and greeted me when I came in, and they directed me to a check-in kiosk. But this wasn't just any kiosk. This isn't a kiosk that I have not seen before. You actually scan in, almost like the airport. You scan in your ID, and that just it reads it. So I didn't have to put in my my address or my name or anything. It just took it directly from my license. And what immediately struck me about that is just the technology. And I could say that after on my way back, I was thinking about it. I was like, the technology that they used is really nice because it reminds you that this location is going to be on the cutting edge of technology. So if they are up to date on their check-in procedures, then hopefully they're going to have the most updated medical equipment, including the laser. More about that laser. So it was really nice. One of the things that I noted, though, as I waited, I didn't have to wait very long, but there is an initial area where there are a few machines. First of all, I was just surprised at how many machines there are. Just a ton of machines. And they all do different things. And thankfully, they all explained to me what each one was for without me even asking. I ask a lot of questions. But the initial area that we were, it was pretty dark, and I was there early. I had a morning appointment, so I said, maybe I'm just one of the first people, and they haven't turned the lights on yet. And I need to check with them, but I believe that it's probably because it is literally where people are, one, due to the testing that they're doing of our eyes, maybe there's sensitivity issues, but then it's also close to the surgery room, which maybe it's meant to be dark because people are adjusting to, just haven't gotten their eyes, operated on. So that was interesting to me. I did kind of feel like, I said, well, maybe they're going to turn the lights on, but they never turned them on. But I believe that that's the reason why. So I had to do 2 machines first. And the good news is never once did they blow anything into my eyes. And it's not that hurts, but it is certainly uncomfortable. Your eyes are dried out, and it's coming. So it's just kind of like, and he told me straight up, he said, we are going to dilate your eyes today, but we're not going to have to do it, by blowing air into it. So that was pretty cool. So he tested for dryness. He tested to see if I had astigmatism. And then they took me to 2 other stations where they did more of the traditional, as I was able to record that, but they did more of the traditional, what we expect to see at the optometrist's office, where they're looking for your prescription. And, I guess that just never changes. It's always like a test, and I just want to make sure I do well on the test. And even though I know I can't really see, I'm just like, God, I really want to get that last row. And some of it, I'm like, is this a trick question? Because can anybody see this? Like, it just looks like gobbledygook. You I tried to game it because I was like, oh, I think all the last digits are numbers. So I probably, read way too much into that. But they just really want to make sure that they want to get you to the right prescription. So they do that a number of times to make sure that it's right. And I really appreciated that. So some of that is going to be familiar. Some of that was familiar for me. So here are the few things that I learned. So one of the things that I really liked about Eye Doctors of Washington is that they, at least everybody that I talked to, very professional, very friendly and warm. But they reminded you too that this is still surgery. This is not your optometrist. We are about to have a surgical procedure on your eye. And so they wanted to make sure that you are a well-informed patient, customer, that you had as much information to make the decision to move forward or not to move forward, and really to know what to expect. And beyond everything, I appreciated that the most. Was very upfront with the fact that, I had been delaying this procedure for years because of my, quite frankly, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the laser. I'm afraid of the pain or, the idea of a laser shooting into my eyeball was just something that I've been grappling with for years. And this is the first time I heard it. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe I blocked it in my research, but he immediately said, oh, well, first, it's a cool laser. And I didn't realize that. It's not even, you think laser, you do think Superman, it's like blazing hot. It's going to scorch the earth. And I, I should have known. I'm today years old, learning that the laser is in fact a cool laser. And that immediately my shoulders just relaxed. We were in a very nice room. It was set up like a living room. It didn't, even though we were in a surgical center, it really was very personable. I felt comfortable. Looked like I could just relax and read a book or watch TV. But that's when he told me, he said, it's a cool laser. It's not, there's no heat. He said, and he explained, what would happen if you actually put heat to an eyeball. And it's not what they do. So that helped me. That immediately put me at ease. And he went on to tell me in great detail what the procedure entails, about creating the flap, about the laser being, attuned to our eye. So it's going to do a good job of following the eye. That, there's going to be something around my eyes to kind of keep me in place, because I was worried about that. Like, what if I just coughed or something, and then, this is when I thought it was a hot laser. I coughed and it missed me and, fried my brain. This is the kind of things that I thought about. I'm just keeping it real, you all. Just keeping it real. So imagine my comfort when I found out that it's not a hot laser. And so he also explained some other things I didn't know, that, exactly how glasses worked, how vision correction works. Contact lenses, they really just change the shape of your eyeball, the shape of your lens, of your eyes, so that you can see better. I don't really think I knew how it worked. But he explained that that's what the laser is going to be doing, or the procedure is going to be doing. He may not have said laser. Me, that's just, I equate everything to this laser. He really took the time, and at every juncture, he asked me if I had any additional questions. So I didn't feel like I was being rushed. I didn't even see anybody else waiting. But even if there were, I always got the feeling that there was a lot of personal attention. They used my first name. Everybody from the doctors to every person that I interacted with. I also like the fact that a good number of them have had the procedure. So it wasn't, these people with 20/20 vision from birth just walking around, and here I am, very, very nearsighted. So they could relate. They could relate to the procedure. They could relate to what I was talking about. That was really really welcome. It was just, I don't think I expected that. So that was really nice. I also did not know about the idea of monovision. I'd never heard it. So I was today years old, finding out about monovision, and both my consultant as well as the doctor did a very good job of explaining to me what monovision is, how it works, what the benefits were, but also, you know, what I could expect that could be different. That maybe, if any drawbacks, that could be a drawback from just getting not getting monovision, and moreover, the doctor especially made me feel very comfortable with it's something you should try. They provided me some lenses that were going to simulate the monovision. And so they gave me something that I could try.